Well, good morning. Good morning, folks. I am in a New York state of mind. You know what I mean? How's that song go? Um, I'm in a New York state of mind. That's exactly how I feel this morning. I feel so northeasterner, if you will. And I got to tell you, I'm making this video specifically, and I'm not going to mention your names out there. Don't worry about it. But I have literally so many people coming at me that want to get their money out of the stock market. They got their money in all these investments, and their financial planners are correct based on the old world that we're about to graduate out of. And I'm going to give you my thoughts. I'm going to choose my words very, very, very carefully, if you will. And I'm going to show you a few videos to prove my point. Okay. And then we're going to talk about a little bit about everything health and maybe the election, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the thing: you got money in the stock market. I got people, not to brag because I don't need to, okay? But I have people that have millions and millions of dollars. These are hardworking. See, look, America sucks. We just suck a hell of a lot less than all the other countries combined. Even under a Biden administration, even under a Clinton administration, you were able to come to America, and there was always a way that you could finagle the bagel and make a tremendous amount of money. The entrepreneurship spirit lived here more so back in the 70s and 80s. My uncle made, $25 million. He's got all these buildings. He lives off of real estate, rent coming in every single month. He's got, 89 what do you go 89 apartments in one building, 212 apartments in another building. Made a ton of money. Really, really smart guy when it comes to numbers. He was smarter than most of his accountants. As a matter of fact, he used to actually put the paperwork together and say, this is what you file into the IRS. Okay, because he used to cook the books. Yes. Okay, if you come from where I come from, you cook the books. Even if you try to do it legitimately, you try to shave as much off the top as you can to keep for you and your family. Because at the end of the day, did the government come and help my uncle build his pizza shops? No. Did he teach him how to do real estate? No. Do they take out the garbage? Do they cut the grass? No. They just want money. And this is a corporation. I've said it time and time again. And you can do your fact checking, please. Okay. Go fact check me. If you go to the internet and say, is it true that the IRS is a Puerto Rican corporation? Notice I didn't say a Puerto Rican government agency. Notice I didn't say an American government agency that's registered under a corporation in Puerto Rico. I said it's a Puerto Rican corporation. Scam. People that say, well, I'm being taxed 32%. No, you are not. You are being taxed 72%. Or maybe should I say 80%? Because everything you touch has a tax, whether it's cigarettes, booze, gas, a toll on the highway, some packaged goods that are packaged, not like, like produce, stuff like that. Obviously, there's no tax on that, but there are taxes on everything. Okay. You're probably paying conservatively, if you're a shopper and you're a consumer, you're probably paying 400 taxes every single month. Some of you that have more money, disposable income, probably 500, 600 taxes every single month. So when you're paying 32, 35, 36, 37% income tax, where the money goes to the UK and the United Kingdom, the only taxes that stay here, folks, is sales tax, one, and property taxes, two. Capital gains tax, income tax, all of that goes overseas to the Vatican. Look it up. So I have people that have millions of dollars. I have one particular client who has a sister, and she called me, and we're on back and forth texting and on the phone, etc. And the reality is that her sister's got like close to $10 million in the stock market. She's got close to $2 million in the stock market. And I got a half a dozen more of those that have 3 million, a million point two, a million point eight, 2 million point six, whatever. I got like $28 million worth of business literally hanging, getting ready to land. But the problem is it's in the stock market, and they've been so, I don't want to use the word brainwash because it's insulting, and I don't want to insult anybody, but conditioned to believe that the boogeyman is still alive and still thriving, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm here to show you. See, sometimes you have to be from Missouri. Somebody's got to have to show you that things are not what they seem to be. And I got dozens and dozens and dozens of these videos, but let's get on with the show here. Let me go first to, okay, let's see where I want to go right here. All right, let me see here. Bingo, let's do this one here. Let me cue it up, guys. Just give me a second. The internet's been a little shaky here lately. I don't know why, but maybe we're switching over to the Starlink system. Have no idea. But anyway, I'm going to cue this up. Oh, unfortunately, this video cannot be played. But anyway, this was a video that obviously was available. I believe was Drew. I can't think of her name. You guys can leave the comment down below. Drew Peterson, Drew something. Drew. Anyway, she goes around with that guy, Richard, journalist, something over there in Washington, D.C., and they film a lot of videos. You guys got the videos. You could leave the links to those videos down below if you like to prove a point that what I'm telling these people is not hogwash. It's not a bunch of nonsense. But let me switch gears here in a little bit, and I'll tell you exactly where I want to go with this. Now, getting back, now I'm going to choose my words very, very carefully, simply because I am not a financial advisor. I'm an ex-pizzeria empresario. Okay. I used to own a bunch of pizza shops, employed a lot of people over the years, etc. Done pretty well. But when you're young and foolish and money comes easy to you, you do a lot of foolish things, because we didn't have guys like Grant Cardone and guys like Patrick Bet David to learn from back then. We had some entrepreneurs, but they weren't as astute as some of the guys we have today. I could tell you that they're all afraid of the boogeyman. The chances of you getting SWAT team is probably between 5 and 10%. And I'm being generous. Okay. Now I could be wrong, because the 5-10% can win and you could get SWAT team. Okay. So be very careful. So me personally, I don't give these people or these entities any esquire, any importance, simply because if everybody would do what I do, we would literally help the collapse a lot faster, if that makes any sense. So having said that, the chances of you getting audited when you move your money from the stock market and you want to give it to Carmine's Gold and buy some silver with it, which is what they all want to do, is they see the writing on the wall. They realize, holy moly, yeah, he's right. Silver is going to be right up there, par with gold. Maybe it could be 3 years, could be 5 years. It don't matter. At some point, silver is going to be right there. If gold is 25,000 an ounce, silver could be maybe $22,000 an ounce, but it's going to be right there. So do I guarantee that? No, of course not. But we know that they've been manipulating with the COMEX forever, just like they manipulate the price of XRP with what? The amount of transactions. See, they got a volume thing, and they got that thing turned down right now to what? 15 transactions per second. But the volume can go all the way up to what? 3.5 trillion transactions per second. But they want to keep it at 1,500 transactions per second. I know that is definitely one of the ways that they are manipulating the price so that stays at that 55 cents to 65 cents. And people are like, oh my God, it's never going to go up. Listen, if you don't have the patience or the stomach for this, sell your XRP, go buy some other token that you think you can get rich on real fast. And don't sound like an idiot. Just don't. You know what I mean? This is a game of extreme. And I do stress the word extreme patience. If you don't have extreme patience, this is not your game. You got to go. All right. So having said that, the XRP, I believe, was put here to avert World War III. I don't know who said that, but Digital Asset said it, and it's somebody else that said it. It's not Digital Asset Investor. And I believe that to be true. Look, you know the story, but I have to tell the story for the new people, because there's new people coming into the space. They realize, holy moly, I could buy some of this XRP. Like the guy I was talking to yesterday at T-Mobile, he's like, I got 1,000 XRP. I said, well, go get yourself another 1,000 before they, you're not going to be able to touch it anymore. So we got into a nice long conversation as he's cleaning up my $1,500 phone. Back in the 60s, I could buy a car for $1,500. Now they give you a phone and it's yeah, it got clogged up. I couldn't do any voice stuff, not to get off track, right? So they got to clean it all up, and I had to do what manual make. You mean tell me there's not a button that you could do delete all and back to normal? I could go. No, because no, you got to do it manually. So I got to go back again today. They're gonna do it for another hour. But anyway, needless to say, the XRP is a powerhouse. I'm going to play a video that I do know that should play, which is here. And this is Michael Arrington himself. Okay. This is Arrington Capital, his story. And it's a fascinating one because I think you'll understand what we're talking about here. Let me, all right. All right. Let me just cue it up properly here. Let me blow it up. Let me cancel this. Let me reshare. Bingo. Here we go. And hopefully the sound comes out. I got the sound check mark in there. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
Like, yeah, the tribalism in this industry is insane. So there's Bitcoin maximalists, but everybody agrees, like, XRP sucks, and I don't really get it, right? I mean, they're a legitimate company. They don't pretend to be something they're not, and they're really good at one thing: moving money fast and cheap. And it's fantastic. It fills a big need. And for a hedge fund like us to be able to denominate in Ripple and XRP, I just did the same thing, is really, really, really good. When we did our first close, we moved north of $50 million into the company in Ripple and XRP in like 2 seconds, and it cost 30 cents. Now, that is amazing. There's no way to do that with fiat or Bitcoin. There's just no way to do it that fast and that cheaply, and so it serves a really useful need for us. And that also when our LPs eventually redeem, hopefully never, but when they want some of the money back, we just send it in XRP again, and there's no 3-day wait for international wires or 1-day wait for US wires. We're not paying wire fees and all that. It's just, I don't understand why that's hard to understand. And so the religious wars aside, the tribalism aside, it does some things really well, and we love it for that.
Now, you heard him say it took 2 seconds. It didn't say 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 2 minutes. It took 2 seconds. And that's got tremendous value, because when you understand that, first of all, the XRP, number one, has never, ever, 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 ever made a mistake, not even for 1/1000th of a penny. It could move money at lightning speed at the lowest possible cost. That's got value that I can't even explain. So when the Bitcoin maximalists like Gary Cardone say, you know what, Bitcoin is a store of value, if that is a usability, that's the only usability they have. So it's like, hey, you own something. If we all hold it and we never sell it, then it's got a value called store of value. But if people say, you know what, it's worth, for example, let's say it goes to 200,000, or let's say it goes to $500,000 or $1 million. You don't think some people are going to want to sell it for some rainbow currency or whatever kind of currency we have that's backed up by gold and silver? You better believe they will. And what happens to Bitcoin at that point? Because it doesn't transact. It doesn't do what this does. You know what's going to happen. XRP is going to become the new and improved and the final Bitcoin 30 years from now, 40 years from now, 50 at the very outside, because, humans are a bunch of F-ups, okay? And we could screw up a scrambled egg. And reality is it's going to take probably 30 to 50 years for us to graduate where we have technology where money becomes obsolete, and you won't need it and you won't miss it. Okay, that's really what it comes down to. I'm going to see if we can get some other videos here in a little bit and see what we can show you some things. Now, when I say, for example, I'm going to share this screen here in a second. If I say, God is talking to me, I got physical, tangible proof. I can show you the proof. I don't say God is talking to me in my head, although I do have visions of stuff that I can't explain. I can tell you that, let me blow this up here before I show you. I could tell you that it's undeniable what you will see now, all right? And some of you will see it because you're spiritually aligned, and some of you say, or will look at the same darn picture and say, what are you talking about, Mel? I don't see nothing, because you're not in tune with source, okay? But some people say that God talks to them in their head. Now, I have no way of proving that, but I use my discernment. I say, that guy sounds truthful. That guy sounds like he's full of you know what. And that's what I do. So, anyway, needless to say, here we go. I'm going to show you this for whatever it's worth, and you make up your own mind. Here we go. Now, do you see the XRP logo? It's depicted in gold color because we are the gold standard. Okay. There it is right there. And if I would have taken that picture, folks, maybe 30, 40 seconds sooner, it was a better defined version of the XRP logo. Look, it's even got the separation right there in the middle still. You could see that very clearly. And I sent it to my good friend, Kathy Mathis, and Kathy sent it back to me with this little red circle. That was her red circle, not mine. She says, yeah, but you forgot this. So God is coming to Mel Carmine in the sky saying, hey, you're the XRP sales guy. Send your people to your broker in the UK. Nothing less than $10,000, unfortunately. If you want to get, three guys together, they got $3,333.33 each. I'll do that, but I'm only going to talk to one guy. Unfortunately, not to get off track, but I got to say this because a lot of people are pissed off at me saying, Mel, you're not for the little guy. Really? Well, let me explain to you that I am. And the reason why I say I am is very simple. When I send people over to my broker and we send a bunch of tire kickers because they have $2,000, that was the threshold at one time. And they kick the tires and then the car breaks down, the lawnmower blows up, the dishwasher takes a shit, whatever. That $2,000 is gone. When we move the threshold, and I've said the story many times, but I got to tell it for the new people because this way we don't waste a lot of time. And don't send me emails on junk. I don't have time for junk. I get 200 emails a day. I get 389 messages a day on Telegram, on my text messages. Please keep them to a minimum unless it's something extremely important, okay? So when we sent the $2,000 customer, the $2,500 customer, the problem was that 90 to 95% of those orders would never go through. And for me, being that I'm representing the quantum financial system, put yourself in my shoes, it was very embarrassing. So I had to move up the threshold with the permission of the owners of the company. And they said, yes, let's do that. So we did that. We immediately had the other effect. We had 90 to 95%, sometimes 100% of our orders, sometimes in 1 week or 2 weeks, go all through. Because when you got a guy or gal who's got 50, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, usually they have more where that came from. A lot of people come in with 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 in that range, that 10 to 30,000 spot, the sweet spot, which is what I call. And a lot of them, I'd say 75% of them, they're just sticking their toe in the water to see how warm the water is. And when they realize that my broker delivers, then they say, hey, Mel, I got 350,000. Can we do the transaction with your broker again? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, once I make the introduction, you go direct. You can CC me in case something goes wrong. We can jump in and figure it out because we always do. But other than that, you just go right direct. Send us an email saying, hey, Mel, we're going to go in for 350,000. We're going to go for $3 million. We got some big customers. And that window of opportunity is going to close. Not maybe. We are in a slow motion demolition crash. The guys who are in control of the world, who think they own the future, don't, but they are not giving up. I don't know what's going to happen with the election. The only thing I can tell you is this. Part of me says that they're going to try to finagle the bagel. And I'm going to try to stay under the radar because I want to use this video on YouTube. Part of me says Trump's going to win by a massive margin. Now, if I have to collect some money via donations and rent a room downstairs and get some of you volunteers in Cape Canaveral to make sure that we get everybody registered, don't get demoralized, folks. The enemy is going to try to do everything to change the outcome. I can tell you that if we work together and we come at them like at 8,000 foot tidal wave that's coming at them at 8,000 miles an hour, they don't stand a chance. If they could fix that, man, my hat is off to you. You understand? All right. I don't think that they could do that. However, I can tell you that we need to immobilize everybody. They need to see such a groundswell that the average liberal is going to literally soil their drawers. That's what it's going to come down to. You know, look, I have videos here because I always preach health. You know, I always preach health because you can't cross the finish line if you can't get out of bed because you're all busted up because the New World Order beat you up a little bit too much. You know what I mean? But I could tell you emphatically that we have technology in Cape Canaveral. We're about to redo the website here shortly. We'll let that information out of the bag when the timing is right, not right now. All right. And I'm going to share with you a screen. First off, let me cue it up and let me blow it up. Okay. And okay, here we go. And you guys, I'm telling you, better get the handkerchiefs out because this is a, this is a tearjerker. Okay. And we ran this as a commercial, and YouTube and Instagram and Facebook were sending bots to hit my website so that I would continue to part with my money on a literally, that word that starts with an S and ends with an M. You figure it out. Okay. And they were sending bots. They weren't sending real people with money in their pockets ready to pull the triggers. I don't care who you are. You watch this commercial and you got something going on with you. And if you live on planet Earth, God knows you got something going on with you. Here we go. All right. Now let's play that real quick. It's a 1 minute and 9 second commercial.
Hi, my name is Ray, and I have a story to tell about cancer. Not only did I have prostate, I had lung cancer. Test after test after test. Biopsy after biopsy. It never seemed to get any better. Pain never got no better. They just kept popping pills in me, one after another. And then I had to find out what I wanted. I wanted to live. I have a family, I have children, I have grandchildren, I have great-grandchildren. I want to see all of them grow up so I can love them, spoil them. About this time, I was hearing about EE system, and I started going 2 nights a week. So I continued to go with the EE system every week. So I went back, got my CAT scan again, and it came back and showed nothing. It was gone. I'm cancer-free. And EES is one of the reasons why.
So you see what I'm talking about, folks? We have something that's very, very special. We have something that's special. We have literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials at miracles in Cape Canaveral on our Telegram channel. He's in there. Look, we got proof beyond a shadow of a doubt. We're going to figure out a way to get through and break sort of the mainstream before we do go mainstream. We have to. You see, I refuse to lose. I refuse to accept the New World Order. I do not accept them trying to turn Mel Carmine or my wife Amber into zombies. I do not do the little thing in the brown bottle. I do everything as organically as possible, and I try to stay as healthy as I possibly can, and I will defy the New World Order. Listen, this is a fight. Some of you are not going to make it. Would you like me to take my glasses off and look at you in the eye and tell you that some of you ain't going to make it? This is for protection, by the way, for you guys that know these screens are designed to destroy your eyes, and I will not let them destroy anything. All right, this is another commercial here that I will show you. Again, this is with, I'm sure you guys know this guy. He's very, very famous, extremely famous. Okay. I have to walk myself through these applications, so I apologize in advance, but here we go. Alrighty, and share. Sound is there. Okay, here we go.
Well, I have this room, this salt room I built. And so they put these 16, they built it in, it looked beautiful. And then after a little period of time, you feel it. And then I'm talking to my buddy Dan, who's obsessed like I am. He's always looking for breakthroughs. He's a bodybuilder and a race car driver.
As I said, do you realize what you've got?
I said, tell me about your experience. They told me about a friend of his who had Parkinson's and how they went in for this session and felt better. And after 3 or 4 days, there was no tremor. But I know he's as skeptical as I am.
I was very skeptical. I'm sitting in this room with these computer screens and I'm going, this just looks crazy.
He goes, Tony, I went in there for 3 hours and I felt nothing.
I didn't have any solutions. I thought, well, I'm going to just try it again. What do I got to lose? I'm suffering so damn bad. So I came back the next day at 6 hours and I walked out of that place pain-free. It was so amazing. I couldn't even believe it. I went home that night and slept through the night. I haven't felt like this in 12, 13 years. My energy was phenomenal, and so I felt so good. By month 8, I'm going a full week without pain. I don't have shoulder pain anymore, and I just think this is the most amazing technology. I couldn't recommend it more to anyone.
So I have this room.
So I think you guys know who that guy is. I don't think I have to tell you that that is none other than Tony Robbins. Let me exit that. Okay. And let me stop sharing. So Tony Robbins, hey, listen, Tony sends me customers in Cape Canaveral. So Tony, if you ever get this video, thank you. Mel Carmine thanks you for sending me customers in Cape Canaveral. And if you are in Vegas, he just opened up a center in Las Vegas. That's right. Tony Robbins, who doesn't need the money, who has this technology not only in his office and his house, has a center also in Las Vegas. So if you're a fan of mine and you are in Vegas, go say hello to Tony and tell him, hey, Mel Carmine sent me. So Tony, that's the only thing I can do is my token appreciation to you, my friend, is to send you customers as well. We're all on the same team. I mean, look, I think this last video will drive it home. Jason Shurka does such a great job. You know, he's such an incredible humanitarian. And I want to share this one last video with you, and then I'll tell you the importance of really staying healthy, because I believe it's everything. It's even more important than crossing the finish line with your XRP. I don't want to cross my finish line with my XRP and I'm in a wheelchair and I got I got maybe 3 teeth in my mouth. That's ridiculous. And you shouldn't want to do that either. But anyway, let me go ahead and share one more time here. And we'll do this one here. I believe that's the one. Bingo. And sound is on. Share. Here we go.
Optimal health does not start outside of the body. It starts within, more specifically within the cells of your body. If your cells are not properly charged, you will experience disease as opposed to health. A healthy cell holds an electrical charge between 70 to 90 millivolts. Through scalar wave technology and biophotonic light, the EE system gives a boost to the cells in your body, keeping them at their optimal charge. Spending time in this technology is like recharging the battery of your body, giving you more strength, vitality, and energy to thrive. Clinical trials have shown that the EE system technology assists in cell regeneration, neurotransmitter functions, immune function, and so much more. Thousands around the world are reporting benefits such as mood elevation, lower stress levels, pain relief across the board, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. This is what the future of technology looks like. Are you ready to experience what this technology has to offer you?
We're 4 blocks from the beach, folks. You can literally walk outside our doors, make a left, keep going straight, right, until you can't go anymore. And next thing you know, you are literally in the Atlantic Ocean, okay? A great location, plenty of parking. We have parking. If we get full in the front, there's parking directly across the street, okay? There is parking on the side of our building. There is a museum called the Wizard of Oz Museum. I don't know why God is into practical jokes with me, but he is. Okay, he puts me next to a building that's 7077. If you know anything about the 777 and the Bible, you know exactly what it is I'm talking about. Then we have the Wizard of Oz Museum. You know, the Wizard of Oz Museum is about the Cabal monetary system Okay. And it's hysterical because we have a video that explains the other part that they don't want you to know about on our Telegram channel. All of our Telegram channels, everything will be linked down below, you know? So look, I'm not the most healthiest guy in the world, but man, I do try. And listen, I'm going to be 61 years old in like 12 days or something like that. I don't even know what's today's date. Today's the 29th. On the 9th of September, Mel Carmine is 61. I look pretty darn good for 61, don't I? Okay. Some of you would love to look as good as the Mel Carmine at 61. Listen, I'm not going to give them, but I use, aloe vera on my face to shave. Okay. I don't use Colgate toothpaste. I'm not going to show you the brand because they don't pay me to show you. But if you guys, you know who you are, right? If you want to pay me 50 cents, give my guys a break and pay me 50 cents a tube, I would be more than happy to advertise you. I use some Retin-A. Now you can't get this in this country. You got to go get a prescription if you can get it, or if you can get it at all. I got to go back to Costa Rica and pick up like 20 of these tubes. Okay. I put Retin-A on my face. I have high-end creams right here. Okay. I have, let's see, what else do I have here? I have, okay. I have some beautiful hyaluronic. Okay. I'll give these guys a plug over there. Okay. I get that from Mr. Bezos. You could get that elsewhere as well. Don't go to Bezos. I'm busy. I'm real busy. I'm extremely busy. So I have no time. So I got to go with Bezos. But you guys that have time, don't go with Bezos. This is under the eye cream. Okay. This is some good stuff, high-end stuff. Okay. I literally douse myself in this stuff. Okay. You can pick this up at your local supermarket, organic coconut oil. Put it all over your face. It makes you look great, makes you feel great. I do not put poisons underneath my armpits. Okay. I use this stuff right here. I'll give them a plug. I love this product. This is a great product. Not cheap. It's $9, but it lasts you like 2.5 months and it works. And it's not, doesn't have aluminum in it. It doesn't have all the nonsense. I try to live a clean life, and so should you, especially if you got a lot of that metal from Carmine's Gold and you got a lot of XRP from Mel's broker, and you're about to buy some more. You want to live and you want to be healthy to cross that finish line so that you can enjoy the fruits of your labor, don't you? So bottom line is, folks, I believe wholeheartedly that Donald Trump is on his way back. Could they do something to slow things down? They can always do something. Okay. Look, here's, for example, how they come up with the name. I'm just trying to tell you, you're in a movie. Okay. You're in a darn movie. Check this out. I'm going to show you something that's some people that are new don't know about this, right? Let me blow. Okay. Here we go. Share. Boom. Okay. Ready? I don't need sound for this, but here we go. Look at how they come up with the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Samsung, S-A. All right. Toshiba. Okay. T-O-S-H-I. They took the Satoshi. Nakamoto. Nakamichi. Motorola, right? M-O-T-O. Moto. Hello, Moto. Okay. You see that? Satoshi Nakamoto. That's how they come up with the name. Folks, you're in a psyop. I'm the guy who cornered David Schwartz at the Las Vegas convention. Yeah, that video went hyper viral. We didn't move fast enough. Amber and I, we were so busy meeting a lot of our people in Vegas, and they want to take pictures and they want to hang out with you. They want to ask you, 17 questions, and we don't want to be rude. So we did that. While we were doing that, people grabbed that video that I cornered Satoshi Nakamoto, AKA David Schwartz, and they went, phew. I know there probably, and I'm not even exaggerating. And some of you guys know that I'm telling you probably a very conservative number, 10, 12 million views easily. Even Ben, whatever his name is, he used to be Crypto Boy. I can't think of his name. He had one of the biggest channels. No, he had the biggest channel at one point. Okay. BitBoy Crypto, whatever his name is, Ben Armstrong, I think his last name is. You know who he is. And he picked it up and he did a whole, 6-7 minute piece on me cornering Satoshi Nakamoto. And he said, hey, I think XRP and Bitcoin are one and the same. Yeah. You feeling me? So I'm having fun, guys. Look, the storm is here. Look, if you don't think that your president, the guy that we feel have never left, there's been two presidents running side by side. The one we believe is really the real president, and the other one who's fugazi, as we say in Brooklyn, fugazi. All right. Yeah. Let me show you one final video, and then you tell me if this guy's dropping some breadcrumbs, and then I'm going to go into some other breadcrumbs that he's dropped along the way over the last 5, 6, 7 years, etc. Here we go. All right, bingo. And sound is on. Okay, share sound. All right, here we go. Listen to this very carefully. It's only 1 minute and 42 seconds. All right, I might not play all of it, but you'll get the picture.
Who are the 17%? Who are they? Who the hell are the 17%? Anybody in here from the 17%? Don't raise your hand, it may be dangerous. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. So I think I might have been in Washington 17 times in my life. 17, 17, and 17, 17, 17, 17. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. I spoke to him 17 minutes ago. I hung up the phone as you're coming in. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. So you had 17 Republicans plus me. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, planning it for 17 years.
Folks, come on. Come on. Or should I say, come on in? Like Brad Kimes. How many times does he have to tell you 17? Now, we could have made listen, I don't know who made that video. Word is that one of our old administrators who's no longer with us did that, which is brilliant the way they did it. And I can tell you that they could have made it an hour and 45 minutes instead of 1 minute and 45 seconds of him saying 17. He comes down the escalator. For all you new people, go look up the video for yourself. What does the sign behind them say? Currency exchange. Breadcrumb. He goes to the RV park. He tells his wife he's going to get an RV. The guy that takes a you-know-what on a 24-karat gold toilet seat is going to get an RV and travel around the country like a hobo. Breadcrumb. He tells that lady with the short blonde hair on Fox at the end of the video, and we got that video too to prove it. If I had it queued up, I'd show you. How are you going to pay for all of this? We're talking about Iraq. And he said, we own $35 trillion of their money. Breadcrumb. We are not nuts. The people who think we're nuts, you're nuts. We're crazy like a fox. You see, because all of us, and I'm talking to all of you now, we all missed Amazon, we missed Apple, we missed Facebook, we missed Google, we missed it all. We missed the .com, we missed it all. I have friends of mine worth $500 million. Literally. My good friend, William Cornwell, if you're out there and you see this video, please contact Mel Carmine. I haven't seen you in the longest time. I know you moved back to Washington State. And if you guys know how to get in touch with William Cornwell, tell him Mel Carmine is looking for him and send him this video. I used to work for him years ago. What a great guy. What a great story. I've told that story. I might tell it again. I used to work for him. He was a little eccentric. He used to drive around in a convertible mint green Jaguar. And one day I looked down and I saw a device. It was a GPS, and on the GPS it said one of the rents a car, Hertz rent a car. And I looked at him. I'm in the car with him, and I said, William, you're renting this car from Hertz? He goes, oh yeah. He was paying like $200 a day to rent that car. No big deal. He's worth $500 million. Long story short, when he handed that car in, he had the whole thing steam cleaned inside and out, the engine steam cleaned. I'm like, why would you spend, $700 to have the car completely buffed out? I mean, it looked like it just came out of the showroom. He said, Mel, I live by a few models. I like to return things better than people give them to me. I was returning this to potentially a cabal, New World Order company. Hertz. Really cool guy. What an incredible guy. I had read about maybe 39 pages or so of the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Usually when I'm doing my business in the facility. And I was so fascinated by this book. I told him about it, and he borrowed it from me. He read the whole thing literally in one afternoon. He calls me immediately. Now, I had no idea at this point how wealthy he was. And he said, where did you get this book? And I said, I got it at the Bell Harbor Shops. There was a bookstore there. But this bookstore had a warehouse full of books. Big, it wasn't a big name company, but I guess the guy had a lot of books. And I forget exactly how many books they had, like 21,000 copies, whatever. And he literally wrote a check, I forget, for like hundreds of thousands of dollars right there on the spot. Said, I want all your books delivered them to my place. And they delivered them to North Miami. True story. And here you walk into his 4-bedroom apartment, and he had books all the way up to the ceiling. 21,000 copies. They pulled up with a straight job with a straight truck. Tractor, not a tractor trailer, but one of those straight jobs that was maybe 18 foot long, maybe 20 foot long, loaded with books. And he was handing these things out of the back of his car, like I would be handing out business cards to tell people about my quantum summit or about my, quantum financial system reset, etc. He was so fascinated by the book. He wanted to meet John Perkins. I got to meet John a long time ago on Lincoln Road. He did a book signing. He probably don't remember. These guys meet so many people, but we met for maybe, 1.5 minutes. But needless to say, I've had an incredible life, and it's been an incredible journey. I really love what I'm doing now. I wish I would have known that I could have done this. I would have jumped in it probably, when YouTube started. I didn't do that because I had no idea I was even going to ever become. I was an entrepreneur. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a businessman. I don't want to do microphone and be in front of a camera. Last thing I ever wanted to do. But I've been awake for quite some time, about 36 years. Started off with InfoWars and, went over to the 17th movement, et cetera. And I look at a lot of things, and I get to hang out with great guys like Louis Hearns and my good friend Ray Fuentes, who is an incredible documentary. Him together with Louis Herms should get together maybe with 2 or 3 filmmakers and paint a picture of Nasara and Jassara, an incredible documentary that paints a positive picture. I got the perfect name for it if they want it. I got the perfect name. And it would sell like hotcakes, and it would get probably 1 billion views. Because see, we're getting ready to win the war, folks. Zuckerberg coming over to our side right now, that's a big deal. That's the first domino to fall. What happens? Maybe YouTube goes that way and TikTok goes that way, and they start to slowly tweak their algorithms back to the way they're supposed to be, because they're trying to maybe make a deal so that they don't have to go down to Cuba, if you're feeling me. Or maybe they'll just hand over the keys and let guys like Elon Musk take over, and Elon Musk could put in his people and restore freedom of speech. This is America, folks. America. I'm a foreigner. I'm a Sicilian immigrant. My mom took me out of Sicily a long, long, long time ago. She said, man, this guy could end up being something that she didn't want to think or even go there, but there was always that thought in the back of her mind. And she wanted nothing to do with the organized crime. She wanted to literally break the chain, because a lot of kids in Sicily, there's no opportunity. And if you're ambitious and, the only way you can make the big money is to join La Familia, well, guess what a lot of them do? They join La Familia. And my mom wanted nothing for us to do with that. So we came to the States and we broke the chain. But believe you me when I tell you, and I don't say this in a braggadocious way, I say this because I'm telling you who I am as a person. I'm a really nice guy, and I am a gangster for humanity, but I have the gangster gene inside of me. It lives inside of me. It's a disease that is uncurable. Okay? Because sometimes I do want to rip some people's heads off, especially when they don't want to listen. Especially when you're talking to a bad radio where you're going in and out with the dial, but it's not dialing in. It's like that bad radio used to go to I know some of you guys are old enough to know exactly what I'm talking about. Used to go to the beach with that radio with the antennas, with the extended aluminum foil on them, trying to get that station in so that you can listen to a little Led Zeppelin, a little bit of Boston, and it wouldn't come in. It would come in fuzzy. That's the normies. They're coming in fuzzy. And I'm telling you, we're going to turn it around. America is privileged citizenship. People want to come here because it is the land of opportunity. It is the land. It is paradise compared to other countries. Even still today, even though you got all these cops here in Brevard County stopping you every 2 miles, you see people pulled over for no reason. Yesterday, I was returning some packages at UPS. My wife sometimes over orders from Jeff Bezos. And so I got to return some packages. And the cops are sitting there and I'm watching them. And this guy, this blue van, didn't do nothing. But yeah, he got pulled over. Lights on, and I'm sure he got a ticket for whatever it is they can, because people don't know how to defend themselves. That's going to come to an end. That's why I want the flying cars. Not because besides the fact, yeah, I do want to get there fast, wherever it is I'm going. But you can't stop me when I'm up there. You feeling me? You're not going to pull me over and give me a speeding ticket, because there's not going to be any speeding tickets anymore. Or you guys, and they hire all these guys, and I'm sure there's some nice cops out there. I just haven't met any. I'm sorry to say, I'm going to tell you the truth. If I met a really nice cop, I would tell you, hey, I met a really nice cop. But everyone that has pulled Mel Carmine over has always treated me like I just escaped a maximum security prison. And they hire these 90 IQ guys, 92 IQ guys. That's a smart guy, 92. And they don't know what the hell they're in. I feel sorry for them in a way, because they're not going to wake up anytime soon. Some cops are waking up. I hear through channels, through friends of mine, hey, these cops, I was talking to these cops at the bar. They're waking up and they know about the straw man, and they know about this, and they know about that. They know about the birth certificate. And it's nice to hear that, but we may still be 3 years before we get up to some kind of speed, right? But I would love to see them all disappear and go find something else to do. I know you got to feed a family, but man, if you got to meet a quota and you got to, make someone's life, we got bigger fish to fry in America right now. People are trying to make a living. People are hurting, man. We're in a new world order, and you guys out there giving tickets. It's like adding salt to a wound. You're not part of the solution. You are part of the problem. I call you out. I'm fearless. Hey, if you want to pull me over and arrest me for speaking my mind, by all means, do so. I got a few attorneys that will defend me. You feeling me? So the bottom line is this. We have to come together. The Unity Tour with Louis Herms. Make sure you go join that. And Screw Big Government, screwbiggov.com will take you to the tour. I'm sure, I forget what the name of his tour is, but it's on there. And we just released a video yesterday, so you can go check that out. It's at the bottom of the video as well. So, but go support these people. I mean, look, we're talking about there's a tour in 50 tours, 50 states, I think, and he's going to be doing in 33 days. Okay. It's amazing what and it's free of charge. Okay. Doesn't cost you nothing. Folks, I think I've rambled on enough. I don't think I left anything out. The storm has always been here. It's just that it's a slow storm. It's very slow. And I know the XRP price is not going up as fast as you look. If that's who you are, sell, get rid of your XRP and go buy yourself some Bitcoin, which, Bitcoin have to go up to like $1 trillion per Bitcoin for you to make the same money as XRP. But you will find that out down the road when you find out that I'm right. And that's it. So, but anyway, I think I've said enough. I think I've said a mouthful. Hopefully Amber doesn't have to do a lot of cleanup on this particular video. Get this video out everywhere, folks. We need to come together potentially in Cape Canaveral. We might do something with the election if I can get the volunteers and the funding where we could run it and get as many people registered as possible. We need to create a groundswell. Losing is not going to be an option. If they finagle the bagel and the outcome is a little bit different than what we expect, some people out there like Juan O. Sabine, who's coming on my show September 2nd, says this is not going to be years. This is going to be weeks to fix. So fix in a way where we have the proper outcome, et cetera. That's why they don't want, and again, before I go, I got to say this little tidbit. That's why they don't want the blockchain. That's why there's a struggle on the blockchain. The bankers know that you and I are our own bankers. We could pay each other. You could buy this chair for me for like, 2,000 XRP if I was going to sell it for 2,000 XRP. I'm not going to sell it, but I'm just using that as an example. And you could send directly to let's see if this is my wallet. Okay. You could send it directly to my wallet. Okay. The banks know that. The central bank digital currency is not needed. Donald Trump, who's sitting right behind me, said no central bank digital currency. You think you're going to control people's lives and people's money in America? And you're going to have a box around you with a credit score or a social score? And because you don't like the government or you don't like the way the bankers who run the government and the corporations who run the government, because everybody in Washington is for what? Sale. They're a bunch of whores. They're the highest bidder gets them to do whatever they want. This is government by corporation, government by banksters. All coming to an end. They know that. That's why and I got to tell the story. I don't care if I go a little bit over time. It's okay. As long as it's under an hour, and I believe it will be. When they went and they realized that they were in a lot of trouble, when they went to Brad Garlinghouse, they tried to get in where they were going to make XRP the central bank digital currency. You and I would have never owned it, and we would have been in trouble. They tried to go that route. It didn't happen because the bankers did not understand the technology. They didn't understand the future. And because they didn't understand the future, it played out to our advantage. And because it played out to our advantage, you and I own XRP. You're not supposed to own it. At some point, the Federal Reserve, whatever's left, the Treasury, whatever's left, I don't know if the IRS people should be all arrested, except for my good friend Sherry Jackson and Joe Bannister, who realized it was the word that starts with an S and ends with an M. Okay. And they got out. But everybody should be arrested. If you're there and you're part of a problem and people are being ripped off, you need to pay the fiddler. So when JP Morgan realized it was too late and their goose is cooked and they realized they were in a heap of trouble, they tried to go and build their own XRP, their own Ripple, which is called JPM token, an absolute abject failure. because all the talented people, every one of them was working already for Ripple, and there was nobody left to make that JP Morgan successful. Had they been successful in building a equally as sophisticated token, we would be in a lot of trouble and the XRP would be worth nothing. The reality is that David Schwartz is so talented, probably not from around here. I know the token's not from around. I'm sure he got a download. Probably he doesn't even know. But he got the download from people upstairs, the Galactic Federation. We know that this token's existed on other planets, is battle tested for probably millions of years. They know it works. There's nothing left to do except to get rid of the bad actors so that we can usher in Nasara and Jasara, a flat tax, one tax system that makes sense. Like I was saying earlier, you're paying 72%, 75% tax on every dollar you earn. You're being taxed on everything. Every day when you go out from now on, do a calculation. How many things did you buy today? And how many of those things had taxes? And write it down. Tomorrow, do the same thing. At the end of the month, tally it up and tell me down below how many things you were taxed on. Don't tell me you own your house. Oh, my house is free and clear. Your house is not free and clear. You're still paying property taxes. And if you're paying property taxes, you don't own your house. Somebody else owns your house. Because God forbid something happens to the breadwinner of that household and you can't pay your property taxes anymore for 6 months, a year, 2 years. Someone's going to come. The sheriff's department is going to take your home and put it up for auction. That's exactly what's going to happen. They got us on a treadmill. So when you make fun of Nasara and Jasara without reading the document, when you go to QFS1776.com, in the column where all the videos are, there's 31 videos. Number 9, which is my favorite number, which is my birthday, 9963. Number 9 happens to be the original document of Nasara and Jasara. Some of you, most of you, haven't even read it. But yet you want to make an argument about something you know absolutely diddly squat about. And that drives me crazy. One tax, a flat tax, only one. Everything else goes away. There's more money at the end of the day in the tilt than the system we have right now, because the big boys and girls and a lot of rich people who are very, maybe not famous, know how to get around the tax system. So trillions of dollars don't get paid into the system. With this system, doesn't matter who you are. Nobody, not even Donald Trump himself, once that system is in place, can get away from not paying his share of a flat tax. Everybody has to pay. Take that for whatever it's worth. I mean, think about that for a second. Now you could say you own your own house because you own it free and clear. Why? Because there's no more property tax. Now your investment that went from $1,000 to $100 million is your money because there's no more capital gains tax. Now your tax doesn't go to the UK or the Vatican. You get to keep all your money. We're in an evil system, and you guys better snap out of it. Because there's some people that would love to own you. And thank God we have a Second Amendment. Thank God. Thank the Lord upstairs. We have a Second Amendment. Because without the Second Amendment, your freedom of speech goes away. You know why? Because you have nothing to defend yourself with. Ask North Korea. Ask the Chinese. Ask the Cubans. What happened over there in Cambodia is happening here. If you look at the history of Cambodia and you look at what's happening here, it's verbatim, exactly the same. I know because I watched the documentaries with the elders talking about it. They said it's exactly the same. And nobody, I talked to this guy yesterday at T-Mobile. He's like really smart guy for the three-dimensional world, but he's clueless. He has no idea. But yesterday, I got him excited about the XRP. He said, Mel, I'm going to go get some XRP. You got me intrigued. And see, that's why I'm here to change lives. I'm here because I want the little people to really win. I want the power to be shifted to the little people, because if you have a bunch of people that are humanitarian mindset, imagine having 100 million multi-billionaires or multi-trillionaires. Some people are going to be multi-trillionaires. You're going to see that. And their intent is to do good things with the money. Whether they put it in an interest-bearing account, whether they call it staking or whatever, it doesn't matter. But they take that interest every month. They're doing something for the planet, something for the better goodment of humanity. Right now, you got 7,200 multi-billionaires. They all own helicopters. They all own 2, 3 jets. They own 3, 4, 5 gorgeous multi-hundred, whatever, 50,000 square foot hanging at the edge of a mountain with an incredible view. They got cocaine. They got champagne. They got whores. And they don't give a shit about you. Let's turn that around 180 degrees. Don't argue with me, man. Do your homework. Go to QFS1776.com. Support us. Go to stayingalive.com. Go get yourself a session. Shop with the good guys. And stop complaining. You are the plan. Trust the plan. Get off your ass. You are the plan. Without you, the plan is fucked. You get it? Thank you, guys. Get this content out everywhere as quickly as possible. Mel Carmine is coming up with something that is going to absolutely destroy the algorithms of these Marxist platforms. And that announcement will be made very, very, very soon. Get ready, because we are going to cause earthquakes. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.